What's up everybody, it's Kyle, and in this video I wanted to do a follow-up to my last video I did where I talked about retirement and retiring early and different scenarios, yada yada. So in this video I wanted to talk about where to maximize your dollar amount that you could put in, what those exact figures would be, and how and when to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm right now. So in the last video, we discussed the FIRE movement, the financial independence retired early. We discussed all the different types of scenarios, the different ways to retire, and the different types of lifestyles. Essentially, it was the difference between retiring and living one step above homelessness, or basically retiring and being able to pop bottles, ride in yachts and drive Bentleys, whatever. If you want more information on that, go to the last video and check it out. It's all the different scenarios and different types of lifestyles of retirement. I mean, it makes sense though. There's no real rule on retirement. The basic definition of retirement is the act of leaving one's job and ceasing to work. So I mean, anyone could do that. Anyone could just leave their job and not work anymore. So here's my definition of retirement if you want to retire early. It's having enough money saved and invested that you could live the lifestyle that you want to live without ever having to worry about that money running out. So let's break that down. You have enough money that you are able to live how you want to live. So that's the first step. We have to figure it out. Can you live off of 50K a year, 100K a year, 200K a year? Next step, while never having to worry about that money running out for the rest of your life. Now, if you just have money sitting in a checking account, there's a couple things that are going to happen. Basic appreciation. Your money's not going to work for you and grow. You ever hear over the course of time, inflation is going to outrun the growth of your money while sitting in just a checking account, not earning any interest or very little. And you've heard the story where the grandpop says, a can of soda used to cost $0.25 in my day, and what is it now? It's like $2 or something. So that's very true, because as you grow older, $1 is not going to get you what $1 gets you today. Let's face it, $1 gets you today not very much. I mean, unless you go to the dollar menu, which I love at McDonald's or something like that. I don't even know if they have a dollar menu anymore, but it's probably like $2 on the dollar menu. But it's, you know what I'm saying. Also, if you're 65 years old and you're just thinking, oh, well, my money's never going to run out. I'm going to die by the time I'm 95. Well, what if you live past 95? You have to take an account for that. So in my mind, what it means to not have to worry about that money running out for the rest of your life is basically to be able to have enough saved and invested so that the principal amount will be able to grow slowly at least and keep growing while you're able to live off the dividends and the growth of those investments. So what I wanted to go over in this video is just a situation, just to get your mind thinking a little bit, with the least amount of money that I think you could possibly invest, what the biggest return would be that would be able to get you the closest to retirement and what most people think of retirement as possible. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and just say that I think that most people would be very, very comfortable living off of 10K a month in retirement, or 120K a year. That's 6 figures. And I think that mostly across the board, universally, that would be a perfect figure for most people. Now, some might say that, hey, Kyle, 100 grand a year in retirement is not enough when I got all this stuff to pay for it and I want to retire early and I got blah, 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 huge car payments and big house payments and all that stuff. Well, that's another situation. Go watch another video that addresses that. But I'm just using this as an example here. 6 figures in retirement is plenty for most people. So real quick to recap, in the last video we talked about whatever money you had saved. It was a general rule that whatever money you had saved off of stocks, different investments, you could very comfortably live off of 3% of that money saved and be able to live comfortably. So really what that amounts to is, if you have $1 million saved, if you live off of 30K a year, you will never run out of that money again. You will never have to worry about running out of the money again, and you could just do the math, plain and simple, on that. So go watch the video on that one if you haven't already. But what that equates to is basically to have 100 or 120K living off of that passively every year for retirement. You would need basically 3,920,000, I believe, for that number, and that number can be very daunting for most people to have 3,900,000 and something saved to be able to live off 100K a year in retirement. So here in this video, I wanted to talk about a plan that you can make 100K a year, 120K a year passively, and only use 130K of your own hard-working money. So step one, find somewhere in America, some town. It might not be right where you live. You might be living in California, in New York City, or even in New Jersey, somewhere where this is you can't figure that this is possible. But if you go out to different cities, I assure you it's possible. Find a investment property in another town, in another area that you like, that is a $200,000 or less multifamily property that has a 10 to 13% cap rate, which they're all over the place if you really look, and in a good town with good hardworking people, and you are able to essentially buy a property with 50K and have that money, that 50K, that would be a standard 20-25% as an investment, and be able to have that money get over at least $1,000 over the mortgage and expenses and property management fees and utilities or anything that comes with it. And if that, you can get your mortgage amount and your payments and your rent roll $1,000 over whatever your expenses would be, you're on target right there. Now, there's another option I'm not gonna get into, but essentially this is if you're already doing this, you could basically find different properties to fix up a little bit, buy them, fix them up, refinance, and then pull your initial cash out. We're not talking about this right now. We're talking about if any Joe Schmo out there that's working any 9-to-5 job or otherwise that doing a side hustle or something like that, and they're looking to buy property as a turnkey investment, this is what kind of properties we're talking about right now. So step two in this process is just repeat that. Let's say you can only save up $2,000 a month. I would argue that even if you say, Kyle, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, I can't save up anything a month. Everything I make, it's going towards bills and everything like that. Well, then you got to find another side hustle. Point blank. If you can find something where you can at least make an extra $500 a week, and I can think of 5 things off the top of my head. Research them. You can make another $500 a week, and then that's an extra $2,000 a month. Well, then in 1 year, you're going to have $24,000, $25,000. And in 2 years, you're going to have the $50,000. So let's just say that in 2 years, you are able to save up this $50,000. So now I know this is a longer term plan than most people might think, but even if you're 30 years old and you're watching this and it takes you 20 years to get to this point, well, you must know some people that are 50 and they're not in this position at all. But you can look at them. It might be a parent. And you're looking at them and saying, wow, if you just started this process and by this time you're sitting on 120 grand passive income, well, that's doing pretty well. There's also another aspect that goes into this, that after about 20 years, you're close to that 30-year ending mortgage. And if you haven't refinanced and pushed that out, that 30 years out at all, you're getting close to being able to wipe out the mortgage. And essentially your rent is you're going to have double the rent coming in that you would have had to pay towards a mortgage bill. So that investment is just going to grow as you age. So I know this doesn't account for rental loss, but in my opinion, the appreciation of the property and the increase in the rent roll, you're almost going to wipe away that rental loss. If you're finding it in a good area and you're able to stay on top of these and have a good property manager and be able to rent them at good market rent, you're going to be able to fulfill these, and your rental increase over the years is just going to kind of wipe away that worry for the rental loss in the properties. And I know you will also have repairs, but doing repairs, if the equity goes up in some of these properties, you're able to refinance, pull some of the equity out and do the repairs there, or even use that money and buy another property. Now, I know by doing it this way, it's not really like sitting back and just, kicking up your feet and just saying, well, money's in the stock market as the stock market grows. But the stock market is very volatile as well. Real estate is a very safe, throughout the history of the United States, it's a very safe investment, and people are always going to need somewhere. There's a finite amount of real estate available, and I just feel that, you know, even though it's semi-retired and you're still going to be having to check in and, you know, make sure your properties and your assets are in good condition and in good shape, it's basically a form of semi-retirement. I mean, let's be honest, you know, just having people pay you rent money, it's not that much work. Now, why I'm saying this is only $130K of your own money is because as you do this process, it's all about getting the ball rolling with one. Because as you do this process, you're able to use the surplus of that money towards your other investments. So that's why it's not taking, you know, $50K each time from you. It's rather making one investment, and then that build up, you're going to essentially have about $12,000 at the end of the year, and then you're going to be able to use that along with the rest of your money and purchase another property with it. So let's break this down again real quick. Being able to save at least $2,000 of your own money for the first couple years and be able to save up that amount to get that 50 grand. That's the first step. Now, the first time you're going to use that 50 grand. Then the second time, you're going to only really have to use 38 grand of your own money. And then the third time, 26 grand. And then the fourth time, 14 grand. And by the fifth time, you're really only going to have to put in about 2 grand or so of your own money, because you're going to be able to have that build up to be able to put that along with your own cash into the down payment for the next property. So what this ends up being, with all of those broken down, is $130K of your own cash throughout this whole process. You're going to have at least 5 properties at that point, and you're going to be on your way to this 100 grand of retirement money. And I mean, it's fantastic. So that's just one way of doing it. I mean, if you can save more than that, you can do it even faster. If you're supplementing that with another retirement account, a SEP IRA or something like that, that's stuff all to get into. But this is just one way to easily get 120K of passive income with only 130K of your own money, and then just be able to snowball and keep repeating that process. So guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, the way you can repay me is to smash the like button below till that little thing turns blue, and then we'll know it worked for the new YouTube algorithm. So go do that. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hit the notification bell so you will get notifications every time I post a new video, which is pretty often these days. As well as follow me on Instagram. I'm on there as well, and Twitter. And check me out on those 2 places if you're on them. And guys,